Where do you find more high value people that you can add to your circle? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is your inner circle, the people you surround yourself with, why this is so important, and how can you clean up your circle and surround yourself with better people to help you reach your goals, live the kind of life you want to live, and ultimately be more happy. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can clean up your circle, where you can meet these new people that you want to be around, a little bit of my personal story and some examples from my life, and why all of this is so important. So we've all heard things like, who you surround yourself with is who you become. It's important to keep your circle small, or you are the product of the 5 people you surround yourself with, things like that. So we hear this a lot, and I think it's something that we know to be true. Who you surround yourself with is important. That has a lot to do with the type of person you become and the lifestyle that you live. We know it's important, and yet we rarely do anything about it. If you really think about it, when was the last time that you took a look at your circle and made an adjustment? Or took a look at your circle and said, oh yeah, these people, probably not the best for me to spend my time with, and then did nothing about it. I think every now and then kind of doing an audit of who you have in your circle is a good thing. And this helps in all areas of life, whether you surround yourself with people who motivate you to be more successful in your career, or who motivate you to be an entrepreneur, or who motivate you to make healthier lifestyle choices, or who motivate you to educate yourself more, or who motivate you to pick a better life partner, or who motivate you to go on adventures and travel more. All areas of your life can be influenced by who you hang out with. Not only who you hang out with in person, but also who you hang out with online. So let's start with the easy stuff. First step is take a look at your life, figure out the areas that you are happy with, and figure out the areas that you think could probably improve a little bit. And then let's start with social media. Let's start with our online circle, because that is usually the easiest to clean up. So go on Facebook, go on Instagram, whatever social media platforms you use, and take a look at who is inspiring you and who is kind of a downer. Are there people that you need to unfollow just to protect your energy? Do you have people who are constantly negative, constantly complaining, constantly just throwing the bad vibes out there to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, you almost dread seeing any of their content? Unfollow those people, and then replace them with accounts that motivate you and give you a more positive outlook on certain areas. And depending on what you're into, look for accounts that help you in those areas, whether that's entrepreneurship, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's art or just something creative. Replace the people that you unfollow with more helpful and inspiring accounts. This day and age, we spend a lot of time on social media, and I don't think people realize how much that circle, the online circle, can influence your everyday life. The next step would be to take a look at your actual in-person social circle. And this one can be more difficult. It's really easy to unfollow somebody online. They're probably not even going to notice that you unfollowed them, and there's no conflict. There's no having to tell them that you don't want to hang out. It's very easy, which is why it's such a good place to start. But you do have to take a look at your actual social circle, whether that's friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, whoever you spend time with in real life. Who is uplifting you and motivating you and inspiring you? Spend more time with those people. And the people who are constantly bringing you down, or making you not feel good, or making you have bad thoughts, or who are just not a positive influence to be around, start removing yourself from that relationship. And I mean this whether it's a friend or a family member, a neighbor, a coworker. I have blood relatives who I no longer have contact with because they are just not the kind of person I feel is good for me to be around. I know a lot of times we hear, oh, but their family blood is thicker than water. And it may seem harsh, but me personally, I don't care if you're a blood relative. If you are somebody who is mean to me, who puts me down, who is negative, who has a lot of bad habits, who is nothing but trouble and doesn't bring any positive energy into my life, I don't benefit from a relationship with you. And my life will be better off surrounding myself with more positive people. Sometimes this is very easy to do where you just simply stop reaching out to somebody and you don't really have to go through any kind of an awkward conversation or say that you have plans elsewhere. You can almost just kind of disappear from their life. Other situations, it might be a little bit more difficult. You might have to tell them, look, I'm just prioritizing other areas of my life right now, and step away from that relationship slowly. Also, your work, wherever you spend time, your environment plays a role in your social circle. So if you are unhappy at your job, you need to get a new job. And I know that sounds rash and that sounds scary, and change can be scary, but I promise you, you will be so much happier. Same thing with where you live. If you were living in a town or a city or a state or a country where you were just not happy and you are not really vibing with the people around you, move. And again, I know that sounds like a really big step, and I'm not saying you have to do it overnight, but it is something that you should consider if you feel like where you are physically located is just not in alignment. The reason I ended up moving to Las Vegas is because the town I was in before in Arizona was very much a retirement town, which was great when I was a financial advisor, because that's where the majority of my clients came from, was retired people who needed somebody to manage their money for them. But when I left the firm, I realized there was nothing else out there for me. We were by far the youngest family. I had nothing to do. My husband had nothing to do. My kids had nothing to do. Everybody was slowing down in life. And we are not at that point. We didn't want to slow down. We wanted to continue to grow. We wanted to be able to do fun things. We wanted to be able to meet people who are building businesses and accomplishing great things. And we were just not in the slowing down phase of our life. So it didn't make sense for us to stay there. Although lots of people told me, well, the cost of living in Las Vegas is so much higher. There's so many more people. It's just going to be too crowded. You're already established here. Why would you start over? I get that those things are coming from a place of love and concern. However, you really have to do what's best for you. There are going to be people who will talk you out of almost anything, because to them, they cannot fathom making those changes themselves, and you have to do what's best for you. What is best for me and my family was moving to a place that was growing instead of staying in a place that was slowing down. So we moved, we physically got out of there and went somewhere where our social circle would look different. And oh my gosh, has that paid off? Our happiness is on a whole other level. There is always something to do. There's always people to meet. We're always feeling inspired, and we would not be feeling this way if we had stayed where we were at. So once you take an audit of your social circle, once you realize what kind of people you want to be around, and once you realize who in your circle you need to start spending less time with, where do you find more high value people that you can add to your circle? Well, it depends on what that looks like for you. If you are wanting to find more people who are going to help you reach your goals with health and fitness, you want somebody who is like-minded when it comes to your diet and your exercise, and maybe a holistic view on medicine or whatever your interest is, you need to go where those people are. So if you don't currently belong to a gym, go join a gym, go take yoga classes and meet people. There has to be some effort on your part to go where these people are. Join a Facebook group, find those people. Where would they hang out? And go there, make an attempt to meet those people. If you're wanting to find more people that are just more positive in general, maybe more spiritual, people that are really into working on personal development and just growing as a person, that is fantastic. Go find them. Where would they hang out? Again, join Facebook groups, go find Instagram pages, go connect with those kind of people. People like that oftentimes are at social events, social gatherings, and you have to put yourself out there and go find those people and make an effort to get to know them. If you are somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur and maybe your current circle just is not full of entrepreneurs, they will always be a 9-to-5 worker. That's great for them. That's fine for them. But if that is not you and you are wanting to start and grow your business and take it seriously, go find more people like that. Where? Easiest step, online, social media. Find the Facebook groups, find the Instagram pages, find the YouTube accounts, and connect with those people online. But also in person, there are so many conventions, there are so many events, there are so many gatherings that you can go to where entrepreneurs and like-minded people get together and talk about these things. Now, you don't have to have a big circle full of all of these people. If you have one or two people from each of those areas of life in your circle, that's perfect. You don't have to have this big giant circle and this huge network. Quality over quantity always. So if your goal is to take better care of your health, get into entrepreneurship, and be around positive, happy people, and you can find one person in each of those niches to connect with, there's your circle. And how great is that? But you have to take the steps to get there. If that is what you're wanting, but right now your current circle is all about going to the club and partying, or there's somebody who is really lazy and just sits on their couch all day and plays video games, and that's your current circle, that is not helpful. That's not going to get you anywhere, and you are going to stay stuck. You have to make an effort to put yourself around the kind of people that you would like to be like. Now, once you take these steps, I really want you to notice and focus on how much better life gets. Your mood is better, your outlook on life is better, you have more opportunities coming your way, you feel refreshed, you don't feel stressed, you feel excited to get up in the morning. It completely changes the way that you feel. When I was a teenager, I was around family members who made really poor life choices. And if I had stayed there, if I didn't run away as a teenager, I probably would have ended up like those people. And that would not have been good. So I decided to leave, to make a better life for myself, to get away from those people and go be around literally anyone else that I thought was better than them. And that was a good step for me to take. They were into drugs, they were alcoholics, they were into gangs, they were into violence, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So I left and surrounded myself with better people. And then whenever I was working at a fast food restaurant, I was around people who didn't necessarily have big life goals, and that was starting to affect me. So I left and I got into banking. And then I was around people who had bigger life goals. And then eventually I became a financial advisor, and I joined this really big firm with a lot of ambitious people with big goals, but they were quite negative and surprisingly small-minded, and I did not align with that firm at all. So I left and I started my own business, and I started this YouTube account, and now I am surrounding myself with other entrepreneurial type people, and I am far happier than if I had stayed there. And I think it's easier and easier for me because each time I choose to clean up my circle and move on to something better and up level in life, it's less and less scary. I think if you've been sitting in the same spot for a long time and you've been surrounding yourself with the same people for a long time, a change can be really scary because there's a lot of unknowns. But if you are moving in the direction of up-leveling your life, that change is always going to be a good thing. So I'm going to give you some homework. Your homework for today is to just start off easy. Make a list of the areas in your life where you're happy, and make a list of the areas in your life where you feel like you could be doing a little bit better. And then I want you to take a look at least your online social media circle. Who do you need to unfollow and who do you need to start following instead to clean up that circle and make it feel fresh and new and exciting and positive again? Start there. Once you start there and that feels good and you notice the changes that just the online presence makes, then you can start moving on to your actual social circle in real life, the people you hang out with. Do the same process again. It's the same process. It's just now this time it's in person. And if you're like, oh my gosh, Zoe, I have all these hopes and dreams and amazing things I want to accomplish, and I just can't find anybody that understands, and my family thinks I'm crazy, and they think it's too ambitious, and they don't think it's going to work, and I don't know who to talk to, I'll talk to you all day long about your hopes and dreams and about how you absolutely can do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. If I changed my life, you can change your life. And I will be your biggest cheerleader. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, please make sure that you do. Send me a DM. I respond to all of them. I respond to all the YouTube comments. I love having good, positive conversations with people who are looking to change their life for the better. I hope this video was helpful and motivating and inspiring. I hope you got good value out of it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It means the absolute world to me. I have more videos like this coming up soon, and I have a very, very exciting announcement coming. I'm not going to say anything yet. It might be in the very next video. I'm not sure yet. Probably. Okay, very exciting news coming up, which leads to more very exciting videos. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Have a fabulous rest of the day, and I will see you all in the next video.